To help with some of the difficulties that may arise as you add bots and instruments to a set, we've built the M4L Dev Selectorbot, which is a Max for Live device created specifically for switching which instruments are being played by the bots in a given set. You can add the Selectorbot in the same way as you'd add any other Max for Live bot by simply dragging and dropping the AMXD file into the set window. When you add the Selectorbot to the set, you can see a new MIDI track appear along with a device displaying the track number of the bot, the name of the bot, and the track numbers of the instruments associated with the bot. Before going on to demonstrate how to use the Selectorbot, I'll quickly mention that because Max for Live devices can only interact with and retrieve information from Ableton Live sets in very specific ways, the Selectorbot requires that the tracks in a given set be arranged in a certain order. For starters, the Selectorbot must always be the rightmost track in a given set. In terms of bots and the synths they play, a bot track must always be to the left of the track of whatever synths it's playing. To demonstrate these requirements, I'll first move the Selectorbot track so that it is the leftmost track in the set, and then in the device window, click the button labeled Update Ensemble. So now you can see that the Selectorbot is no longer able to find any of the other tracks in the set. When I move the Selectorbot track back to its previous position, and again click Update Ensemble, the Selectorbot is again able to find the bot and its synths. In terms of the order of bot and synth tracks, I'll move the bot track so that it is now between the two synths that it wants to play. Click Update Ensemble in the Selectorbot window, and you can see that only the synth to the right of the bot is now displayed. When I drag the bot track back to its previous position and click Update Ensemble, the Selectorbot again recognizes both synths as being associated with the given bot. Now, to turn the bot on and off, simply click on the name of the bot in the Selectorbot window. To change which synth the bot is playing, first make sure that the monitors in each synth track are set to in, and then in the Selectorbot window, turn the bot on and click the track numbers corresponding to whichever synth you want the bot to send to. So right now my conductor is off, but when I turn that on, now, if you're only using a small amount of bots and instruments in a given set as we currently are, this might not be that big of a help. But if you're using multiple bots, each with its own set of instruments to choose from, the Selectorbot actually becomes quite useful. However, the rules for track ordering and arrangement do change a bit in the context of using multiple bots. So I'll demonstrate how to manage multiple bots in a set using the Selectorbot, and in the process cover some basic housekeeping techniques that are useful for any work you might do in Ableton Live. To start, I'm just going to consolidate and rename some of my existing tracks in order to give myself a bit more space in the set window, as well as to make it clear what each track contains. So first, I'll control-click on the track containing my bot and select Rename from the menu that appears. And then I'll just give this track a name that's a bit more useful to me than one MIDI. So I'll call it the drummer. Now, when I do this, you can see that the name has been changed both in the label on the actual track and in the MIDI from menus on the synth tracks that the bot is sending to. Renaming tracks is thus a very useful tool not only for being able to quickly identify the tracks in a set window, but also for being able to pick it out quickly in menus on other tracks, which can become difficult as more tracks are added and become available as options in these menus. Next, to save a bit of space, I'm going to shift-click on the bot track, as well as the two synth tracks that it's playing, so that all three tracks are selected. Then I'm going to control-click and select Group from the menu that appears, or Group Tracks. Now you can see that my bot and synth tracks are contained within the larger track currently labeled One Group, which I will rename to Drums, just to indicate that that's actually what's being played in this group. Now I'm going to hop over to the Selectorbot track, click Update Ensemble, and you can see that the bot and synth track numbers in the display update to reflect the new track order in the set. Finally, I'll go ahead and collapse the drums group by clicking on the circle at the right of the group track label. And then I'm also going to go ahead and rename my Selectorbot track. And then for a little more space, I'm also going to close the file browser. Now that I've tidied up a bit, I'm ready to start adding new bots and synths to the set. So I'll go ahead and drag in the M4L Dev Melody bot. Change the track name to Melodybot. Add a couple synths for it to play. Configure their MIDI from menus to be receiving from the Melodybot. Just turn my conductor off for now. Then I'll go ahead and drag and drop those 3 tracks to the left of the Selectorbot so that it can see it, and then click Update Ensemble. As you can see, the display has updated to include the Melodybot and its 2 synths, but the drummer bot seems to have lost a drum kit in the process. This is because when working with multiple bots, the Selectorbot expects each bot and its associated instruments to be contained in a single group. So if I select the Melodybot and its 2 synths, group them, and again click Update Ensemble, you'll see that the drummer bot and Melodybot again have the correct number of synth tracks associated with them. And now I can go about deciding which bot I want to be playing, as well as which instrument each bot will play, all from within the Selectorbot's device window. So you can see that the Selectorbot device can be a very useful tool for managing multiple bots and instruments in a single set. But in order for it to work, you do have to make sure that the tracks in your set are arranged in the way the selector expects them to be.